Thursday night is the greatest night of the week. It usually brings me joy. It's the only day that brings me joy. But guess what? It's Conference League time. Scrap the Europa League. Scrap the Champions League. 1 week only of Conference League. Are you ready, buddy?
I am ready. That means we've got 1 week where we solely dedicate this preview show to arguably the worst team in Scotland as of right now. The Jambos.
The Jambo Bears.
The Jam Tarts. The Maroons.
Absolute...
Neil Critchley's army.
Neil Critchley's army's been decimated. The Maroon wedding. The wedding full of shite. It's honestly out the window. It's must win. I think if Hearts go out in the Conference League tomorrow, he needs to go. And I'm being deadly serious. Petrocub are a team that are 16-1 to beat Hearts at Tynecastle.
Aye, well, let's just break it down for a minute. He's not going anywhere.
Well, I know. I'm saying I'd sack him.
Defeat to Petrocub is not sacking this guy,
should.
Unfortunately. I think it will. I think the league will depend whether or not he goes.
So, the league. So let's just look at the league. 12th in the league and crashing out the Conference League when teams like Shamrock Rovers and Phil Jagielka are getting through.
Yeah, but
Coleslaw.
The problem is, I mean, Neil Critchley will point to the fact that when he came in, he was bottom anyway.
Oh, fuck, because that's brilliant.
No, it's not brilliant, but I'm just saying it would look a lot worse if he took over and Hearts were sitting in like 7th and he took them down to last. But at the end of the day, the saving grace for him is, well, we're closer to the teams above us than we were when I first came in, which is the case, but
let's just scroll down.
It's not enough. I was expecting Critchley's bounce, the Critchley effect, to have a bigger role. To me, I'm worried. I'm beginning to think, well, hold on here. We've not put on a run of results. We're not playing great. We've had the good performance here and there. We won the first half against Celtic, but what good's 45 minutes when you lose the game 4-1? Doesn't really matter. Played almost a full 90 minutes against Kilmarnock with an extra man. Couldn't even create a sniff really in that game. Didn't take advantage. Didn't do nothing. It's it's a bad sign for Hearts. A squad that really should be. I mean, a squad. I think Aberdeen are the only team that really should have a chance to finish above Hearts based on the squad that we have, and for some reason, we have just fallen apart completely. I do not get it.
It reminds me of Sean Maloney a couple of years ago at Hibs. Just didn't work, despite having a decent enough squad.
Yeah, but it wasn't working with Naismith, was it?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
But it worked last year.
Yeah, but Hibs, I can't even remember who was before Sean Maloney, but it didn't work before him.
Well, that's because Hibs have had that many managers. It's like, was not Paul Higginbottom?
Let's just have a wee look at Hearts here. It's the Hearts show today. They sit 23rd. I don't think a draw would be enough.
Well, I'm going to disagree because
there's that many teams on 4, mate. I just don't see...
Yeah, and are they all winning?
Well, all you need is like 2 of them.
And a lot of them have worse goal difference. You know what? I'm not saying... I don't want it, but I think there's a chance Hearts go through with a defeat.
Jesus. You know what, man? If you just get beat, you just deserve eliminated.
Although you would like to think if Istanbul win, they'll go above Hearts, then that would mean only one other team would need to win to put Hearts down into the elimination places. I think Hearts need a draw, but it is crazy that Hearts could lose and still go through. But for me, a draw probably secures it. A win, obviously, 100% puts Hearts through. But I'm just looking, if Hearts draw, it puts them on to 7, and they've got better goal difference than most of the teams that are on 4 points.
I don't know who the New Saints are playing, but I tell you what, if the New Saints win and finish level on points with Hearts, that's no longer a sackable offence. That is a hangable offence. Because, no, I'm sorry, I'm not buying this. He came in when we were 12th pish. Hearts would expect the challenge for the top 8 in this. Yeah, they got a tough draw. I'm not going to deny that. But,
Were we?
I think so. If Shamrock Rovers can be sick, Hearts can. And before we hear the draw, forget about the draw. This is a Diddy competition, man. Hearts should be there. They should be thereabouts. They kind of got robbed against Copenhagen, I'll accept that, but the other performances have been disgusting. Dynamo Minsk scraped past Larne. They beat them 2-1 Hearts with a last-minute winner.
I thought we were decent against Heidenheim.
Still got pumped, though.
Bundesliga opposition. I don't know what you're expecting.
I don't know what I'm expecting. I want my Scottish teams to perform well. And Hearts, well, they're just not. I think it's time we dove into the fixtures, right? Let's keep an eye for teams that are on.
Well, let's keep an eye.
Everyone in this category, I think, is probably the key thing to do.
TNS can still, the new Saints can still technically go through.
So yeah,
but it's unlikely.
Yeah, Dynamo Mins can technically go through. Right, the new Saints. Like, let's just dive into the fixtures, guys. So Chelsea, Shamrock Rovers. That's a nice wee one to kick us off.
Aye.
Chelsea, obviously flying high. I mean, they could probably win this competition with a third string team. I'm expecting no different on Thursday, tomorrow. Shamrock Rovers will be right up for this game. They're already through. They'll be wanting top 8, but let's be honest, they're not going to win this. I mean, you could look at it and say, well, Chelsea play the third string team, and obviously we don't need to explain why Shamrock Rovers will be up for this. Could Shamrock Rovers catch a surprise here? They could.
Well, hold on, why don't you explain it for us?
You know, it's England against Ireland. There you go, it's as simple as that. And also, Chelsea have got a very British connection.
You're just going to leave it at that then, aye?
Aye.
Fair enough.
Oh, do you want to explain more of it?
No, you're the one that said it doesn't need explained. I was just curious if you wanted to.
I'll elaborate it a wee bit. Don't have all day to go into the history. But I'm going to go Chelsea to win 5-0.
5-0?
Aye. Oh, come on. Chelsea are a good team. Second in the Premier League.
I'm going 2-0
won every
Chelsea.
game. 2-0, fair enough. Right, Lask against Vikingur. I'm going to go... Well, actually, we only do the British teams.
I don't give a shit about that, really.
Well, I don't know. See, these teams don't stand out. See, honestly, I thought Vikingur could have been done there with Hearts. But yeah, you've got Molde and Bot and Coleslaw taking on each other. So if we look at that, you've got them in there, 26th, and then you've got... So that therefore, a draw cancels out if one of those win. You know what I mean, for Hearts?
Right.
So obviously you need to keep an eye on that. And that's what I kind of like about this new format. We hadn't had a Scooby snack how it was going to play out right until the end here. So yeah, Circle Bruges at home against Basic Shear. That could go either way there. But Hearts against Petrocub, right? I know he's not going to get sacked if they lose this, but if I was in charge of Hearts, right, and I was eating all the jam tarts, I'd believe in the apricot ones, because that's what I always do. And know what Neil Critchley is? He's an apricot jam tart. He sticks out like a sore thumb. You want the raspberry, you want the blackcurrant, you want the strawberry. You don't want this guy. It's like apricot laced with shite. And
what jam tarts do you eat to get 4 different variety of flavours? Any jam tarts I've ate, you get 3 different flavours.
Yeah, but you do get like raspberry ones as well. They don't tend to be in with the strawberry and the blackcurrant ones, but my point is, his ones taste like shite. And I think if he loses this, he needs to go. You mean, you were crying for Robbie Nielsen back. When is this guy... Here, forget about strong referees in Glasgow. You know what we need? We need strong managers in Edinburgh. And they're
non-existent, they're not there.
They're just not there.
Look, Hearts need to win this, not because they need a win to go through. I think a draw will be enough, but Hearts need to win this just to actually fucking get a victory on board. It's been 3 defeats in a row. Look, we're taking on Petrocub. Let's just put a bit of pride back into the Hearts football and name here, and let's get a win on the board for Scotland. The coefficient's tanked a wee bit in recent weeks, so it's about time that we actually win this. Plus, you look at Petrocub. I mean, they've only got 1 point so far. Goal difference -9. The only team that they're above is Larne. Make no mistake about it, we should be beating Petrocub, and I don't mean just sneaking past them. Not a 1-0 or a 2-1 win. I think at Tynecastle, we really should be winning this like 3 or 4-0.
I totally agree.
It'd be nice to see a good performance with a good win.
Like this is a sort of team where if Hearts got them in the second qualifying round, you're like, Hearts going to win like 7-0 in aggregate. And I feel it's no different here. The form's at the windy for Hearts. It seemed like they were back with the victory against Dundee, but then that 1-0 defeat against Kelly has baffled me, man.
Yeah, I mean, Hearts, when you're in the first 2 games, I think you need to be trying to look at finishing at least in the top 16, getting a seeded place, but 3 defeats later, and you're clinging on to a place in the top 24.
And the draw is on Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this game. It should be points for the Coefficient Cup. Hearts should be dishing them out. So I'm going to go 3-1. I think Hearts will win. I think they'll get the job done. I would honestly be disgusted if they didn't pick up the 3 points here.
I'm going 3-0.
We need the coefficients.
Yeah, we do. I'm going 3-0. For me, Hearts need to win this. I think they will win it. I'd be shocked if they didn't, and you know what? If they don't, then to me, Critchley really is on borrowed time. I know it's early days, but I mean, there's just nothing there exciting me.
Because what you got to bear in mind is the Thursday, Sunday thing's hard. I don't know who Hearts play on Sunday, but you probably wouldn't fancy them.
Like, as poor as Hibernian's results were at the start of the season, I think there were signs that they were doing some things right under David Gray. Some of the games they were losing, and you were thinking, how were they losing that? Conceding really late goals, or getting men sent off, and that was changing the outcome of the games.
Yeah,
I think under David, and now we're beginning to see Hibs come good under David Gray, and I'm not saying it's going to work out. Like 3 months' time, David Gray could be sacked. Don't know how it's going to pan out, but we're seeing David Gray he's momentarily he's turned things around, but I just don't think we're seeing that for Critchley. It's like 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
What is a good season for Hearts? Is it now simply just surviving? Is it that bad?
Nah, it can't be. That can never be a good season for Hearts. A good season for Hearts is...
We'll view it from the board. Like, what can Critchley do?
I don't give a fuck about what the board tell us to settle for. I'm telling you what, a good season is not surviving relegation. A good season is get to Hampden in the Scottish Cup and get top 6. And
win a first half here or there.
That as well, and get into the next round of the Conference League.
It's good to know. Right, I'm hoping Hearts do it.
Look, I don't think asking for a semi-final in the Scottish Cup minimum is asking too much.
I don't think it is either, but picking 9 points up out of 18 pretty much was the bare minimum. So if Hearts can do it, it's still been an alright campaign, but need to do it, don't they? Right.
Well, when I looked at the fixtures at the beginning, I thought there was 3 winnable games, and we've won 2 of the winnable games.
Aye.
And maybe we'll make it 3. That's not to say that I thought the other 3 were unwinnable, but I just thought there was 3 games that on paper we should win. A little bit disappointed not to pick up even a point against Cercle Bruges. Copenhagen and Heidenheim, I'll accept. Didn't expect anything for those games. Because we're talking Copenhagen, a Champions League team in most seasons, and then you've got Heidenheim, a Bundesliga side. So, look, I thought both of those teams would be too strong for us. Cercle Bruges, though, we've seen Kelly doing well against them, and Kelly's been really poor this season. So, therefore, I thought we could have certainly did something against them. I thought we should have picked up at least a point against them. So, for me, it's been disappointing. But here, if we get a win, salvage it, 9 points, and then we'll see who we get in the playoffs. Can we still finish in the top 16? I'm not convinced.
Well, let's just look. So we've got TSC against Noah, Borac against Omnoia, and we've got Celje against the New Saints. So let's have a look here. Noah can still qualify. The New Saints can still qualify. TSC, Celje can all still qualify. So, that changes Celje at home against the New Saints. You'd expect them to win, and therefore if Hearts get beat, that's a team that can go above Hearts. Molde, there's a lot of teams here that are playing teams beneath them, and that has to have you worried.
Well, not really, because I believe Hearts will win. If we can't beat Petrocub, then we don't deserve to be in the next round. It's simple as that, really.
Simple as that, right. New Saints, I'm going to go for Celje to win 2-0.
I'm going to go 2-1, Celje.
Right, up next, the final game. We have got Larne against Ghent. Probably one of the tougher games for Larne, saved until last. It is at Windsor Park, of course. They can't play at Inver Park for whatever reason. I'm going to bore you with that in the 6th match day. Larne are shite. They're going to get beat. I'm going to go 4-0 Ghent.
You know what, though? I think for the poor attendances that you're going to get, especially from, like, an away perspective, and then these games should have been at Larne Stadium. I mean, Windsor Park will be lucky if it's half full.
And it's the same with the New Saints. I don't understand this. Like, they don't fulfil the requirements. We'll get them to fulfil the requirements. You know what? Look at the amount of money that FIFA and UEFA brings in. Are you trying to tell me for these new teams that are getting into these competitions, they can't equip their stadiums with the stuff? Because let's be honest, see Larne and the New Saints and Shamrock Rovers and teams like that. I'm expecting them to get this on, not a regular occurrence, but I would say every 5 years, maybe like 2 out of 5 years.
I think if you earn the right to qualify for these competitions, then you earn the right to have the advantage of your home stadium and your home games. And I don't think it's fair how these teams are being forced to play elsewhere. Or I remember the season where Aberdeen were saved for relegation. Because, you know what? They always brag about them and Celtic being the only 2 teams not to go down, by the way. You finished last and survived relegation because the other team's stadium.
Technicality.
That, to me, Aberdeen have been relegated. That's going to be an asterisk for sure.
Oh, aye. Asterisks, we all know about them. Anyway, guys, Thursday night, looking forward to it. Till then, though. Peace.